Okay, it's Saturday. You guys should know what time it is. We're heading over to the gym. We're doing back. We're doing shoulders. As you guys can see in the back, I still have not brought down the Diet Cokes that we got from Costco a few days ago, and it's because of multiple reasons. I couldn't do a one trip all when we got the Costco groceries. So I'm not a two trip type of guy. And so what ended up happening is I ended up just leaving the Diet Cokes. And I was like, you know what? I'll come back to them maybe in a morning walk when I'm on my way back inside the apartment. I'll just bring them up. And we're we're maybe 2 days out, and I uh I haven't brought them down because I keep forgetting every time I'm done with my morning walks, man. And so they kind of been stuck back here. But another reason too is because I haven't really had to been worrying about Diet Cokes because we kind of still have like half of a 35 pack inside the apartment. So I was like, man, I haven't really been thinking about them too much. So they kind of just been stuck back here. But I think today we're just gonna bring them up, man. Thankfully we can carry both of the packs up, the 35 packs, and thankfully we have a backpack on, so we don't really have to carry anything in our arms, and we don't really have to worry about that. So I think we'll be fine and we'll manage after the gym. Now, today we have back, we have shoulders. I'm kind of itching for some pull-ups. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be scoping around the gym a little bit and see if maybe we can find a new little spot where we can do some pull-ups. There's a bunch of cages. There's a bunch of like different isolation machines that kind of have a pull-up station, which is kind of cool. So it kind of gives you a variety of different handles, a variety of different widths all around the gym. So you can kind of play around with what you like the most. I really like the ones from the assisted pull-ups. Jasmine doesn't really like it. She thinks that it's a little bit too wide. I guess I can kind of think so, the same thing, but it feels pretty good for my anatomy. It feels pretty nice. I get a really good stretch at the top. I mean, sorry, at the bottom, and I get a pretty good squeeze at the top, and it feels fucking solid. I only wish that assisted pull-up machine you can take off the assistant pad that gives you the assistance, so that way we can just do the pull-ups with those specific handle angles with just our body weight. I think that would be kind of cool, but unfortunately that little knee placement area where you put your feet, your knees, I mean, it just can't come off, man, which kind of sucks. But I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. We'll find a pull up machine. We're going to do 3 sets, and then we're going to move over to some crossbody where you guys already know the deal. You guys should already know what we're going to do. We're going to do some crossbody work. I'm thinking we're just going to grab any cable stack, honestly. I'm not sure how busy it's gonna be at the gym. You really just can't know. Sometimes there's classes, sometimes there's not. For people that kind of go to public gyms, you guys probably have to deal a little bit more with a bigger crowd for sure, and you have to do a little bit more waiting. I'm kind of just talking about it from experience, man. When I used to go to Fitness SF, for sure there was it would get packed here and there, and for sure we'd do some waiting. Mostly towards the end of our time there, it for sure was getting pretty packed, where we would sometimes have to wait for things, which is less than ideal, I would say. Mostly, if you kind of have a schedule, you kind of want to be in and out type of thing. That's usually best case scenario. But for the folks that do go to the public gyms, you guys should already know what we have to kind of deal with here and there. Now, with private gyms, I guess the luxury, it's just a little bit more expensive, is that there's just a little bit more room. There's a little bit more room. There's less of a crowd just because sometimes some of them are a little bit out the way. Also, they're a little bit more expensive. Maybe not a lot of people know about them as opposed to, let's say, 24-hour fitness. I feel like almost everyone and their granny is gonna know what 24-hour fitness is because it's so popular, right? But no one's gonna know what this random private gym in the middle of this city is, and it's gonna go out of their way to go to it. So that kind of just minimizes some of that crowd, and you don't have to wait for as much. And I think that's kind of what we're looking for as well when it comes to filming videos and kind of making some of these videos. Although you guys already know that we don't mind if there's a crowd or anything, we just never know what to expect. What's good that we started off kind of doing these videos at a public gym is that we really got used to a big old crowd and everything. So we can really just go around any gym, public gym or whatever, and do our thing, which is nice. Which is nice. We kind of already got that experience reps in and we're good to go, man. Now, in the near future, we're for sure going to be starting to explore a little bit more around the Bay Area because there's a bunch of new gyms kind of opening up. I know there's one opening up in Dublin that I kind of want to check out. I think it's called Lux Gym. It's like I think it's for like luxurious or something. It looks like a really fancy gym. It almost feels like a gym you would see like in those Dubai gym videos and stuff where they're hella fancy and everything. So we're for sure gonna be checking that spot out in Dublin. And maybe when they open up, I think they're opening up in maybe like a month or two or something. Maybe we'll go check them out and see how that goes. But we're also gonna be, probably checking out public gyms as well as we kind of go along. I've never really been to a Crunch fitness gym, so I kind of want to check one out just to see what the deal is and everything. See what it's like around other gyms around my area now. You have to be a little bit mindful when it comes to some gyms, just because some of them don't allow you to film, and I've kind of ran into that problem before. I think at some point in my videos. I had a bit of a problem in one of the gyms because my gym had a power outage at Fitness SF, and what ended up happening was we had to kind of pivot and go to a completely different gym. And I asked them, I was like, "Hey, am I able to record stuff?" And they just didn't allow it. So that was a bit of the unfortunate part. So you kind of have to be mindful. Sometimes what I like to do now is just kind of call them ahead of time, just to make sure everything's good and just to make sure we're safe with following the rules. We don't want to go into a gym and where they don't allow filming and stuff, and we're in there with like a big old tripod. That's not my vibe, man. I'm not trying to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Now, also, what's kind of good about us breaking off from Fitness SF, someone that goes there, another member, was just telling me how a 24-hour fitness close to there closed down. So there's just like a bunch of people that are kind of flooding over, and that gym was already small enough. So I think we made a good call when we made it to switch over. So I think I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. I think maybe we're just gonna start exploring outside of our city and seeing what other gyms they have, man. Because there's a bunch of them, and I kind of have to look through them. Look on Instagram, look on whatever it might be. Now that I'm probably talking about it, my phone's probably gonna suggest the gym somewhere. You guys already know how all these advertisements work and everything, and yeah, so I'll probably hear about it, get like a sponsor uh, join now, a sponsor join now ad. Anyways, we're gonna do two crossbodies. I started going off on a tangent, but we're gonna do two crossbodies. We're gonna for sure be starting off our left. You guys already know. Start off with your weaker hand and then match your strong hand with it so that way it can catch up. And then after those two sets of crossbody work, we're gonna move over to rows. I'm thinking today we're gonna do 3 sets of the upper rows and then 2 sets of the bottom rows. So that way we can focus a little bit on our lower back, lower lats too, while we're doing the rows as well. Because your lats also come into play as you're pulling in everything. They're also activating. So that's just something to keep in mind. When we're doing lower rows, the difference between that and high rows is that with high rows, elbows are a little bit more flared out. And with low rows, you're trying to keep your elbow as low as possible and as close as possible to your body. So that's what we're gonna do for back, and then for shoulders, I think we're gonna end up doing some cable stacks again. Honestly, I think some cable stacks will do us some good. And if those are taken or the ones that we like are taken, I think we're gonna do some dumbbell work. I think that'll be fine. It seems like the dumbbell stacks on the lighter side of the gym aren't as popular, man. There's not as many people, so it's good for us because when it comes to building some pretty big side delts, you really don't need like super heavy weight like 70s or anything like that. You can put in some work with 20s to like 40s, for example. I know there's some strong motherfuckers out there. Some of them are doing like 50, 60 lateral raises. As long as you're controlling and everything, taking it a failure, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So we're gonna take advantage of that. And worst case we do some dumbbells for lateral raises. That'll still be pretty fun, to be honest. Now I'm really banking on it not being super, super busy at the gym, just because I think we've been coming around a time where it's been a little bit more packed than usual. Okay. Anyways, I think I'm gonna skip over to the gym now. We are getting close to the exit. We still got to take the free. So I'll see you guys over at there at the gym. We'll see which pull-up section we end up using and which section of the gym. We might just end up doing something new, or we might just end up going to the ones that we always like. We'll see. We'll see what we end up doing. I'll see you guys over there. Okay. Now, I changed my mind a little bit. I think we're gonna do some pull downs instead. I think that'll do us some good. I think worst case scenario, we do two of these, and maybe I just fucking finish it off with some pull-ups. But I think this should be fine. Let's warm up for maybe two, and then I'm thinking our starting weight for our tops, it might be maybe 155. What I like about this team in particular, is this shit's hella long, so I can throw in a 5 or like a 10. So let's do maybe 100. See how that feels, and then move up little by little. Oh, that's nice. Okay, not too bad. Let's put out the straps real quick, just so we already have them equipped for our top set. Thankfully, it's not too packed at the gym right now, so I think we're gonna be able to move around pretty freely. But we'll see. I can't change. And then at some point it gets pretty packed. Now I need to figure out a better method when it comes to wearing these straps is watch. Because what ends up happening is I have to put it this high, as you guys can see. Because this thing has to sit here kind of comfortably, and then what ends up happening is this ends up pushing the buttons. I feel like at some point it's gonna mess it up. So I think just to be safe, we'll just put it all the way over here. But I need to come up with a better method. I'm not gonna lie. And originally I was gonna have Jasmine use that little roller on my trap. And so what I ended up doing before I came over here is I used this you know what? I'll show you guys here what I used, but I use this thing here and I kind of just pressed it against the wall. So you can kind of get this part of my trap. Because for some fucking reason, I have this fucking knot here that just makes my range of motion kind of suck or sometimes kind of painful here and there. But I don't feel it kind of in the muscle. I feel it more in the actual trap. So I think I need just some type of release. Anyways, let's hit this for maybe two and then we'll start our top sets. Maybe just to warm up pretty good. Nice. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Let's do our first one now, which is gonna be, you know what? Let's do 155. Let's grab a 10 and let's put it in between this and let's do that. I think that's smarter. So Instead of doing the 160, I'm thinking 155 would be pretty good. So what I'll do, just put this through here. Give me a little bit extra. Now, let's get at least a solid fucking 7 to 9 is what I'm hoping for. We'll fucking see. We'll fucking see. Now I'm gonna restart the song real quick. Oh, I also forgot to mention. My mom got me this cool little necklace here. Kind of like a little surprise. It has a moon. Actually, let me show you guys. If I start this up. Look at this right here. And she showed it to me yesterday. She came over because Jasmine got her some pastries. And she was like, hey, I have a present for you. And she ended up bringing me that, which was nice. Which was a nice surprise. It was a good end to our day. So shout out to my mom. Anyways, this one's dedicated to my mom and to Rusty. Cause I kind of came a little bit later because I was petting all of the cats. I couldn't just pet one because we have 5. So I feel like one is gonna feel a little left out. So I have to say bye to all. All right, let's hit this. Let's see how this fucking goes. I think it's as good as it's gonna get. Okay. This is the hardest part, I think. Getting out of the machines. That wasn't too bad. We got 7 and maybe like a quarter, which wasn't too bad. So I think on this next one, what I'm thinking is we'll do the same thing and just match the same reps. If we don't match it, I'm thinking I'm gonna just do like a quick pause set. And I think that'll be solid. All right, I'm gonna go drink some water actually. I'll be right back. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Let's uh let's give myself maybe like 30 more seconds. And then we'll start this up. I'm thinking we're gonna do 2 of these and then 1 pull-up. Yeah, I think I'll be pretty solid. I'll get to put these to work through the pull-ups that I really haven't been able to use. So hopefully I can set up properly. I will see. I think in the meantime, I'm gonna choose a song. I think we're gonna listen to Private Landing to get us through this. Let's see how this goes. Wish me luck. Here now, blow blast. All right, so I need to listen more. Come on. Okay. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Let's go do some pull-ups over here real quick for one. And then we'll move over to some crossbody. I think we're gonna stay in this section over here. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and let's do our last one. Now, I was thinking about doing 3 of those, but I was like, you know what? I think one set of pull-ups is gonna do as well. And then I'm thinking when we do back again on Wednesday, we'll do pull-ups then to start it off. And I think that'll be fine. Now, I was going to scope around the gym a little bit, but I honestly just really like these handles in particular. Even though they're a little bit thicker than what I'm used to and what I like, I think we'll be able to put them to good use. We're just gonna do one. And then after this, we're gonna use this cable stack here and just do some cross body work. So get comfortable because we're gonna be here for a minute. Guys, until we move over to rows, we either start off with those bottom rows or we'll do the high rows. It just kind of depends. Anyways, let's take out the pump cover. Okay. Let's see how many we can get. I'm hoping we get these all 7 to 8. But we'll fucking have to see. You never fucking know. There we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. You know, okay, that's as good as gonna get. Let's try to get 7 to 8. Hold on. Let me shut myself better. Ah, man. Okay. Now, my grip was slipping a little bit. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is fucking cutting these up just a tiny bit. Maybe up to like here. They're just a little too long, and I think I'll be way better now. I'm gonna take a quick pause, and we'll hit this level for maybe 2 more. And I think that'll be good. Man, I almost wish my grip didn't slip, but I feel like my grip would have slipped way sooner if I didn't have these on. So get yourself some straps if you can. They're usually on sale, so there's no real reason not to. Okay, that's it for hopefully 2 more, maybe 3. Actually, that wasn't too bad. Now, for this one, we don't really need an attachment, so all I'm gonna do is just put this through the loop here and just fucking grab on. So that's what we're gonna do for the crossbodies now. I'm gonna take at least a solid 2 to 3 minutes though. I need to take a quick little breather. Okay. Let's do our crossbodies now. I think we're gonna start with, let's do 60 kg. Fuck it. I think 60 kg should be pretty good. We're gonna start off with this one, and then whatever we get on this, we'll just match it with our right. You guys already know the deal. Okay, let's switch the song and then we'll start out. Sometimes you gotta choose a good song to hype yourself up a little bit. I think about J. Cole. It's gonna do it for us today. Hope for this one at least. All right. That's what wish me luck. Let me switch the weight. I'll be smart. Let's hope I don't regret this. Actually, that's not too bad. All right. Let's get the same one out right now. I think we got a 7, almost like 3/4. So I'm gonna just fucking count it as 8. Fuck it. We did 8, so let's get it on all right. Now, the 60 felt pretty good, so that's a good sign. And this strap didn't slip at all, so that's also a good, an even better sign. All right, let's hit it for this one. All right, I guess I'll let it. That wasn't too bad. I almost think we can do 60 again. I'm not gonna lie. So let's fucking do 60 again. I'm gonna switch the angle to this side. Okay. Take a quick breather, maybe 2 minutes. I was kind of thinking in the car, just because I typically don't wear hats to the gym, and sometimes I do put them on. But I sometimes wonder, just because a lot of people don't be talking about it, how often is someone washing their hats? So I kind of have that in the back of my mind sometimes, because I like to at least wash my hats with cold water, because I've already made the mistake of cleaning my hats with hot ass water, and what ended up happening is it deformed this little section here of the cap, and then that cap was just no longer usable. So I ended up tossing that hat. So I learned from that mistake. Only washing cold. Don't be an idiot like me thinking that it was a good idea to use hot ass fucking water. Now I was thinking maybe I use hot ass water, it cleans the hat better, but then it ended up destroying the fucking hat. So it's fine. So, but I at least started being a little bit more consistent, like every 2 weeks. I think it's good. Mostly if you're coming to the gym, I feel like I have so many hats that you can it kind of takes a while to kind of get to that, and then you have to like wash them and stuff. But make sure you're washing your hats. That's if you're wearing them to the gym too. I think you should wash them even more frequently, to be honest. Okay, enough about hats. I start going off on tangents. Let's do the second one and last one too. We're gonna move over to some rows after this. Let's start with our left hand. Now I'm hoping that the music starts playing, but it's not. So give me a second. Here we go. Okay, now it's fine. All right, let's try to match the same reps on this side. Let's get 7 on right now. That was a little tough. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Let's go do some rows now. I'm running into a bit of a dilemma. Hopefully we don't bust our ass. But man, the seat's hella loose. The seat for the leg extensions too, or the handles are hella loose this too. So hopefully we can stabilize once we have the weight on there. Let's see how it's feeling real quick. Man, let me test it out. Thankfully, someone already loaded this bad boy up with 2 plates. So I think our working set is gonna be 2 plates and 25. Come on. You're gonna need to get up from me, huh? I'd be smarter. All right. That's not bad. It's a good angle. Let's do that. Let's load up the 25 and let's start off with that. Just kind of depending on how this first one feels. We either move down to 15 or move down to 20. Just kind of depends. Let's hope we only move down to, there it goes. We only move down to 20, not 15. But we'll see. Now, I think slowly I need to move away from eating 2 of the Halo tops a day. Because although I've been able to really incorporate them into my macros, it's probably not the smartest thing to be having that all of the time. So I think I'm slowly gonna be just doing one. It's also a little bit more most cost effective that way because I'm kind of running through them pretty fast. I'm like a fucking Safeway every 2 to 3 days, which is kind of crazy. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Next thing you know, I'm gonna end up telling you guys how I've been still eating fucking 2 of them a day. But hopefully not. We'll have to see as the month goes by how it goes. Okay, now let's switch the song and then we'll start up. I want to listen to Young Bull for this. Wish me luck. That's right now. Okay. On the bright side, we bust our ass with the seat. On the downside, we end up getting fucking five. So what I think I'm gonna do is maybe take out the 25s, and I think for the second set, we're gonna do 15. I think 15 will be much better than the 20s. Now for this one, I think I'm gonna just fucking pause it. Fuck it, huh? I think I'm gonna just pause it and hit it for two. Fucking hope for the best, and then I'll move down to 15. Okay. Take maybe 5 more seconds, and then we'll start up. Come on, guys. Okay. We got an extra three, which was one more than we anticipated. Let's drop to the 15. 245s and a 15. And I think that'll be a good drop to give us at least maybe three more reps. Hopefully get at least a solid 8. Yeah, I think I'll be good. Let's switch the weights real quick. Oh, now, sometimes I see comments with people asking when they should drop a little bit of weight when they're doing their top sets and things like that, and kind of how they're going throughout their whole routine. A lot of that you have to kind of play a little bit by ear because sometimes the weight might feel a little bit more heavy than other days. So you have to really play around with it. Let's say on the last one, right? I noticed I only got 5. I know if I try to do that again, I say, you know what, I'm gonna try to get 6 this time. I'm gonna just fucking push myself. The likelihood of that fucking happening is very, very low. So the smart thing to do is drop a little bit of weight so that way you can actually get a solid, let's say 7 to 8 on the next one. And you can kind of just start playing around with your weights that way. And you can start getting up to the 7 to 8 reps where you kind of want to be in. Now, 5 isn't bad, but I would much rather prefer to be around the 7 to 9, I would say. Now, you can also incorporate things like drop sets. You can incorporate things like pause sets and things like that. It just really depends on what you want to include. It doesn't really, I wouldn't say it matters too much whether you do a pause set or a drop set. It just kind of just, I feel like it almost depends on your style, to be completely honest. So just kind of take that advice as you will. Anyways, let's switch to the front end, show you guys a little bit of that side. Okay, let's do this one. Let's try to get at least a solid 7 to 8. That's what we're aiming for. There you go. All right. Wait. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I think. I think we can do one more just like that. That was not too bad. I'm gonna give you. Let's do our last one. I think we're gonna stick to a 15. I think we can get a solid 6 to 7 again. I think on the last one we got like 7 and 3/4. I don't want to say we got an eighth. We almost got it. It didn't feel like a complete rep, so I'm gonna just count it as 7 and 3/4, to be honest. Let's try to get the same on this one, and then we'll go over to the other machine. That's it. We're done here. Let's go work on the lower back now. Let's go ahead and finish off back now. I'm thinking we're gonna do these both hands at the same time, just to kind of get it over with pretty fast. I think that'll be pretty good. No, I think we're gonna do 160 or 165. Fuck it. Let's do 165. Try to get as many as we can. Worst case scenario, he drops it a little bit or we pause it. It'll just have to depend on how it's feeling. Okay, let's do it. Now, with a lot of these machines, I would recommend getting the most stretch. So what I do is I just put this bad boy all the way out. That way I can get the most stretch when I go in, which is really what we're looking for. And don't forget the squeeze too. So let's see how this 160 feels. And let's fucking hope for the best. If I can get in there now. There we go. Way better. You know, without saying that. Let's say for 150. Let's say for hopefully some more. Okay, that wasn't too bad, but I think I have to drop a little bit. I think on this next one, we're gonna do 140, and I think I'll be good. I'm gonna take a 2 minute breather, and then we'll start this bad boy off. And for some fucking reason, I'm feeling so fucking bloated today. Maybe the reason is because of that strawberry cheesecake halo top I had as a pre-workout meal. So I guess that's kind of on me, which is fine. I think I just need to be a little bit more cautious when it comes to that, to be completely honest. Okay, let's do 140. Let's see how many we can do. Hopefully, I'm banking on at least a solid 7 to 9. Is what I'm hoping for, but we'll fucking see. I'm almost itching to do it one hand at a time, but I think just for the sake of time and just to kind of get over with, we'll just do both hands at the same time. I think it's pretty good. All right, let's set up. That's it. Let's go do some cables. Or at least done with back. Now, I'm kind of itching to do fucking dumbbells. Fuck it. I think we'll just do dumbbells. Fuck it. Let's do shoulders. Now, I made up my mind originally. I was gonna do a cable stack, but then every time I go over here and I see these empty space, I'm like, man, might as fucking well do this. It's only right that I just take advantage of using this space. So we're gonna take 25s for a spin on the first one. And then I think just kind of based on how that goes, we gradually move down. And by gradually, I mean 20s, just because they don't have any 22.5s here. So, or any 27.5s to even try to go up. So we have to kind of play around with it a little bit. As opposed to the cable stacks, I feel like you can modify your weight a little bit more. It's a little bit more tailored. This one's more set in stone. Okay, let's do 25. I'm thinking we're gonna do one hand at a time, really focus on each hand. Start up with our left. I'll just match with my right, see how that goes. Let's get the semana right now. That wasn't too fucking bad. Let's hit for tomorrow on our left. No, on our right. And then I'm thinking on the second one, we'll do 20s and we'll do them both hands at the same time. Now, I don't think I'm gonna record all four, so I'm gonna record maybe just the first two and see here before. And then I'll see you guys for the Vermeer delts. Okay. Let's for these 25 backs. I'm gonna take maybe a 2-3 minute breather. And we'll take the 20s first then. Today's been a good fucking day. Man, we've been going pretty hard, and I feel like my energy levels aren't super tanked compared to other days. So I think today's a well energized day. I kind of took a little bit of a nap once I woke up, just because I kind of been having a little bit of trouble going to sleep super early, even when I take the sleeping aids. It's been, I don't know, I've been kind of going to sleep around the 11:30 kind of mark. And then so it's just making it a little bit more difficult just because my body automatically wakes up around the 6:15, maybe 6:40, just kind of depends around that time when I wake up. But regardless of what fucking time I go to sleep, I'm gonna wake up super early. So I just have to be more mindful when I'm going to sleep. I think 10:30 is the sweet spot. So I think I just need to stop fucking procrastinating. I think it's because when I get home, I just fucking lay down and just start hanging out with the cats. And I think that's been prolonging my editing. And then I have to wait till it downloads and then I have to upload. So it's just like this whole mess. So it's really on me, just being a procrastinator. But we're slowly gonna fix it. It just sometimes I feel like life can get a little fluttery and it kind of just happens. Okay, let's take these 20s for a spin. Let's try to fucking pull these up. Let's pull these things until we can't fucking pull them up again. So we can't move our arms. Sorry. That's as good as that's gonna get, man. I'm gonna do two more, and then we're gonna do rear delt. So We're almost done. But the shoulders are really feeling pretty fucking pumped. So I'm pretty excited to see the pump check after we're done for today. Okay, I'm gonna do two more. I'll see you guys for some rear delts up next. Okay, we're almost done. I just gotta do 4 more sets. And at least it's rear delt, so it's not as taxing as when we started with fucking back. So it should go a little bit more smoother. Now I think I'm just gonna record the first set, but I'm gonna stay here for 3. And then I'll see you guys for the pose on. Really, we have the almost the whole fucking gym to ourselves. There's hardly anyone here, so I think we're gonna be able to find a good spot after this. I'm thinking maybe the spot that we kind of like by the squat racks, but we'll fucking see. I might even change my mind once we get to that. Anyways, I'm gonna try it out with 10 kg. I think we'll just like gradually go up. Just kind of depends on how it feels at the beginning. Let's see. No, that's not too bad. Let's see how 15 feels. That's not too bad either. Let's start off with 15. Hope for the best. And then worst case scenario, we maybe drop set. Not down, be fine. Okay. That was more like fucking 5 1/4. So let's try to get the same on this side. And then maybe we'll just go the other way a little bit on the next one. Or we'll start with 15 and then we'll drop to a little bit on the other ones. We'll see. So now I'll hold the place there. Well, super high. Okay. I think for the next one, we're gonna fucking drop set. But I think with 5 that should be fine, man. We might just even stick to fucking 10 kg to be completely honest with you guys on the last 3. Okay, I'll see you guys for the pose now. I'm gonna do fucking 3 more of these. I'm gonna drink some water. Okay, let's go ahead and see what kind of damage we did now. We're gonna do it in the squat rack, but I think we have a little bit more space here. It's a little bit more free, so I think that's a good spot. Plus the lights are on, so we can kind of take advantage of it. All right, let's see how things are looking. I can't wait to go home. Now I'm thinking what I'm gonna eat once I get home is gonna be the Kevin's coconut pre-made meal that we picked up a few days ago with some rice. And I think that'll be pretty good. That with some rice. And then later today, I think we're gonna do maybe some oikos with some Quakers. That's usually what we kind of keep it. Usually pre-made meals are usually the go-to just because we be running short on time. So I think it's just faster to kind of do it that way. And I think if it just kind of works better that way, why not just fucking do it? Okay. Let's see how things are looking. Not too bad. Not too bad. I think the more we practice at home, the better we're gonna be able to condition ourselves to hold it a lot longer, which is nice. But I feel like we made some fucking steady progress. I remember when we were first trying to do our lat spread, I couldn't fucking do it. For the longest time, I think it took me like a solid 3 months to really know how to do it. And then even now, it's hard for me to do when there's no one, I mean, not no one, when there's no mirror in front of me just because I just can't see myself. So that just tells me that I need to practice outside of just the gym. Okay, let's see. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit closer for the. Oh, okay. I need to take a breather before we look at the back. Man, after this, we still got to do a little bit of cardio. What are we at right now? We're at 10K. So we maybe need like around maybe one, maybe two more K steps, just to sweeten up the amount towards the end. I think that'll be good. All right, let's get one more side view each side, and then we'll take a look at the back. All right. All right. Let me get a little bit more back. All right, let's take a look at the back now. What I'm going to do actually makes it a little bit easier. I look at myself here. There we go. It's going to make it a lot easier for me, to be completely honest. There we go. Now, let me get just a tiny bit closer. Nice. All right. Fucking camera's dying, so we gotta hurry up. Let me fix this thing, man. All right. There we go. This is what I'm gonna do actually. There we go. Nice. Okay. I think that's it. Let's fucking go home. Today was a good day. Fucking kicked our ass, but at least for the majority of the time, we weren't super low energy. So I'll take that as a plus. I'll take that as a good end to the week. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Now you guys are gonna get this on Monday. So the next video you guys see is gonna be a leg day, biceps, and fucking forearm. So I'll see you guys at that video. Anyways, I'm gonna go home, hang out with the cats, eat something. I'll see you guys for some fucking legs. Remember, stay consistent and don't skip your cardio. Have a good one.